Hello and welcome to EV Focus Now. Thank you for tuning in once again, and today we're going to be talking about 4 things that can improve the very impressive, very beautiful Volvo C40 all-electric Recharge. Before we go into this topic, I would like to ask you to please hit the like and subscribe button below. It really helps the channel, and I want to thank all of you who have continued to watch and subscribe. We're almost at 250 subscribers, which is fantastic. Hoping to get to 300 by the end of maybe April. That would be wonderful. But I just want to thank you all who continue to watch and share these videos with your friends. It really helps grow the channel, and I appreciate it. So, first of all, the Volvo C40 is just a beautiful car. I'm a big Volvo person, by the way. I had a Volvo C70 convertible back in 2010. I love that car. I'm such a fan of Volvo. Their seats, their quality, their safety, they do such a great job. I just like the company. But I've been waiting for them to come out with an EV. They are supposedly to go all EV, or their whole lineup electrified, so to speak, by 2030. And what electrified means is, who knows? It means plug-in hybrids, and full electric EVs. So that's fantastic. Their commitment to see what their goal is and where they're heading. But this vehicle right here, I am just I think it's so beautiful. And now this is a sloping version of the XC40 Recharge, which is a little bit bigger. It has more of a boxier look. I did a video on that maybe about a couple of videos before. You can go back and check those videos out about the XC40. But this one, I think the styling is not much different. They just changed the rear and a little bit of front, but I just love it. I think it looks fantastic. So before we go into the 4 things that could improve the Volvo C40, let's go into kind of 4 things that I really like about it. First, the hammer style LED lights, which is a Volvo signature on all their lineup of all their vehicles. I really love that look. I like how that splits the headlight, and the way it looks is really this distinctive. It stands out from other vehicles. Again, I do like the sloping back rear, how they came across with LEDs. I love the 20-inch wheels. I love how Volvo does their wheels. The design of the wheel, the 5 wide spoke, as I like to say, look. I love it. The vehicle's raised up high. It sits up high. A lot of ground clearance there. And of course, the interior and the front are 2 things I like about it. The interior looks fantastic, and this car does have a front that is capable of holding a couple things. Not as big as a Tesla or maybe a Mach-E, but it's a decent front, and I'm just glad they did something with it, showing that if you use a skateboard platform, battery platform, you can do something with that front trunk area, and you don't have to just leave it, just the battery, the engine components. You can put that underneath the car and carve out a little bit of space for a front trunk, so to speak. So I really like that. I like the fact that it charges to 150 kilowatts. Now, how long it holds that charge, that's a whole nother story. But I like the fact that that is the max charging speed that you can get on this car. It has a 78 kilowatt battery, so decent sized battery. And of course, it has a Google operating system, which is different. It's totally integrated with Google, and eventually we probably will have access to the Google Play Store. My understanding now, there is not a lot of apps to access, but as it goes on and over their updates, it's going to be nice to be able to have that same access to the Google Store as your cell phone. So that's another great thing. And eventually you'll be able to use all the things that comes with Google, and the Google Assist to route you to charging stations. Navigation is all there to say, hey Google, and there you go. I'm sorry if I set off anybody's devices, by the way. And the 4th thing I like about it is the handling and performance. Again, it's an all-wheel drive car. You can see it handles very well. Steering is fantastic around corners, and it goes 0 to 60 in 4.4 seconds, which is quick. So that's really fast, and I like that. So again, this car from the outside looks like a fantastic EV. that Volvo has put together. However, unfortunately, there are four things that could help increase sales, and these four things are one of the reasons why I am not currently going to buy this vehicle, even though I love Volvo so much. These four things are deal killers for me, and I think as the years go on, Volvo expands their line, they'll be able to correct these things, improve upon these things, and maybe the next version of these cars will have those items that I'm about to mention right now. So let's go into number one. This one is minor, and this will be fixed. I was told by Volvo, Apple Carplay. They will have Apple CarPlay on there soon, and I love Apple CarPlay more than I do Android Auto, as do a lot of people. So that will be integrated on the Google system, or the platform anyway, for you to at least access it through your phone. So that's good. Minor little, gripe there, not a big deal. But number two, no battery charging preconditioning, and they're not the only ones guilty of this. A lot of the new EVs, the Ioniq 6, the Hyundai, the Ioniq 5, I'm sorry, the EV6, let's see some other ones, the ID4, the Volkswagen ID4, also does not allow for battery preconditioning, which is a big issue to me, because the fact that you have to have that when you are in a battery, it's a cold day, to warm the battery up, so when you get to the charging station, you're maximizing max speed, so you can get the 150 kilowatt speed. Another thing about that is when the battery's really warm, it cools the battery down, so you can get those max speeds as well when you are driving to a charging station. So it preconditions the battery, much like Tesla, that does a great job at this. So you can get max speeds, you can charge up quickly and get going. So battery preconditioning, that's a real no-no to me, and they need to definitely get that on the next version of the car, or add it maybe through an over-the-air software update. Maybe they can do it that way. Number three, the range. The EPA range is rated at 220 to around 230 miles, but some of the real-world testing I've seen on YouTube from some of the YouTubers who've been testing this vehicle, they're saying they're getting around 190 real-world miles. Now, that's not the worst thing in the world, because again, this might just be a city car. If this is a city car for you, this car is fantastic. It is a fantastic city car if that's what you're going to use it. But if you're talking about road tripping this car, then we got a problem. Okay, because I think the sweet spot would be 250 miles, really, to get into any kind of if you do any kind of road trip. But 190 miles is doable, but it's going to really stretch it out, and it'll become more doable as we get more and more charging stations. Infrastructure gets better and better. But right now, I think 190 is just a little short with a 78 kilowatt battery. I think you can get more out of it, and it just shows you how Tesla is so efficient, does such a good job with their vehicles, because they can get 250 miles on the same kind of battery size as the Volvo C40, excuse me. And number four, last but not least, the price. This car, as maxed out right now, as you see there, or if you get the maxed out with everything on it, is $58,000. And that is a lot of money for what you get. I mean, you can buy a lot of other cars for $58,000. Even though this car is eligible for a $7,500 tax rebate, it brings it down to $51,000. Okay, if you think about it, after the tax rebate. So still $51,000. Yeah, it's a little less, but still just too expensive for what you get, as far as the size of the car, the range, and the utility of the car. I mean, for that price, I'd much rather buy a Mach-E, Ford Mach-E, an ID4, Ioniq 5, or even a Model Y, which is a little bit more expensive, but you're getting a much bigger car, much longer range, and the Tesla supercharging network. So it's worth that little extra money. If you're going to pay $58,000, you might as well pay $62,000 and get a standard range Model Y or all-wheel drive. So those are the four things, and I'm going to recap them real quick. No Apple CarPlay, no battery charging preconditioning, low range as far as what I'm concerned, as far as the battery size of 190 miles EPA, real range anyway, and the price tag of $58,000. And we add destination, everything, dealer markups, you're talking about 62, 63 maybe. So all those things are very unfortunate, because I think this is one of the best looking cars out on the market today. I'm a big Volvo fan. I love their seats, love everything about Volvo, their safety tech, and it's just unfortunate. And a lot of this also, my understanding talking to Volvo, is tariffs. So this car is made in China. They're building a factory here and going to have them made here eventually. That's going to help with the cost, because a lot of the cost, I was told, is tariff added onto the car, almost $3,000 to $5,000 worth of tariffs. So if you can get that off of the car and it's made over here, then it becomes a lot more affordable. And then I might have to look back towards Volvo and maybe get this vehicle. So I'm going to keep this in mind. I'm going to keep my eye out and watch closely and see what Volvo's doing. But it is an impressive vehicle. And I just think it's just a great looking car, and Volvo quality stands on its own over the years. But anyway, tell me what you think. What do you think about the C40? Do you like the styling? Do you like Volvo? And is this a car you would consider buying even with the price tag? And you are going to get a well-built car, I will tell you that, and for the price, but it's just a little too much for me for what you get as far as I'm concerned, and as far as what's out there with the competition. Alright, well, thank you again for watching. Again, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button below. And I can't wait to see you guys on the next video. And when it comes to EVs, remain focused. Bye-bye.